Okay, let me get this straight. I haven't uploaded or done anything on my YouTube in like months. And the reason, I'm gonna be real, I'll be so real, it's because I've been doing so much. I would like to get something done this episode and get something out before Christmas because I just want to. Generally, I've been doing a lot. And let me update you just on specifically what I've been doing because it has been so much. Okay, so first, I've been gifted something. As you can see, it's just a little poster. I don't know specifically what it's from. I think one of the new mods that we've added recently is allowing you to get that. As for the rest of the base, nothing has changed specifically. However, there is a massive project up in the upper portion of my base that I'm working on very diligently, and it's been taking me such a long time. Realistically, I don't think we're gonna finish it this episode because it is a lot, and I kind of, I'm sick of trees. I'm like low-key sick of them. I'm very much tired of having to replace leaves and put them back in the place that they are. It's annoying. I don't want to have to deal with it anymore, so I'm not going to. But other than that, at least not for now. There's only a little bit left to actually do, but I don't really care that much. As for other things that I've been doing, I recently built a ton on Hextor. I fixed up the dam area down here, or the retention wall area. There's a random piece of mossy bricks that are just there. I don't know why that's there. That'll remain there because I don't care enough to fix it. But for the rest of the things we got, just regular things. I realistically could put like mossy towards the bottom to make it seem like there's stuff growing. I could also put some mossy towards the top of this wall just to make it look a little bit more visually appealing than just the random textures that it is. I kept it very true to feature, or very true to the source material of the original platforms that Victoria had built, just to make it so that there wasn't any massive stylistic changes. And we've gotten quite a lot done. Actually, this is a terrible way to do it. I don't know why I went that far, but these are the platforms as they stand. I plan to hopefully not have to finish this, but I made a bunch of space just so that whoever wanted to use the space could use the space. And I've just made 2 really big platforms. It took me like a long time, especially to clear out the area that was here and flatten it down, because I decided to do that like an idiot. Or at least most of it. I decided about halfway through that I actually didn't need to flatten it down, because my original plan was to put grass over the entire thing, and instead I just put 2 big platforms here, and I'm gonna try and grassify this area, maybe leave a little bit of that rocky edge towards like this alcove here, and maybe towards this side, and just leave it to be this rocky peninsula that seems a little bit more natural. As for everything else, it's like I'm just happy that the platforms themselves don't look too bad, especially with the changing of the colors of green. I want to take this and make it all green. I want to take this middle section definitely right here, make it all grass, and this portion probably up till about the end of this hill, and just leave the rest of this as rock. I think works best. But yeah, that's what we've been doing here. There's been a lot of progress being made in the spawn area. There's this thing, there's 9 FPS, there's this big thing over here. I'm not really sure what that's about. And then there's obviously my stalls here, but there's another plan that I have for a building that is supposed to go right here, spawn corner market build. And I've got some mild inspiration for the things that I want to do. I definitely want to try and build a corner building, because I think that would be interesting to have. Instead of just the flat faces, I want to build up this side as well in the same manner, specifically like this, just with more structure. on this side of the road so that when you are a new member and you're staring down this road for the first time, you don't just see a big open space on the right side. You see two, a building, a set of buildings here and then a set of buildings here, and it all looks really nice and pretty. There are too many projects and too little time that I have before Christmas to get this video edited and uploaded. So as you probably could have guessed, I wasn't able to get anything recorded or edited before Christmas. And it happened to be that I miscalculated how much time I would actually have to be able to do anything. But in the meantime, there has been a few changes, not enough to be satisfying enough for, the excuse of being gone for nearly a month. But that is going to change today. I've already made my mind up, regardless of how it actually turns out. I'm going to stream today. We're going to try and build up this area over here and get this corner market stall area thing that we've thought up. You might have noticed that there's a bit of new things here. These chairs and this table are put in front of the buildings that I made a few episodes ago. Specifically this one, which I've turned into a diner. As you can see in there, I've turned it into a little bit of a diner. And I put these out front here so that, I could probably put like a potted plant or something on top of here. As you can see, it's coming from the Deco Craft mod. But we got this and we've got other things. And this is an interesting model. And I actually don't know how I feel about it being like slightly unelevated. I think that's just so that like your head can poke over the top. But it's very interesting. I can't even see through it. But it's just very, very interesting. I don't like that I can left click any of these and they break instantly. Specifically like that. Like it's a little bit frustrating being able to break things that are, models like this instantly, because then, somebody might accidentally come in here and break my soda machine. And if they place it back in the wrong way, I won't have any idea until I come check it. Just a slight frustration. There is another slight frustration, which is in the form of sitting in any of these chairs, except for that one. Sitting in any of the Deco Craft chairs, for whatever reason, brings you down to Y level 0 when you get out of them. Don't know why that's the case. Still working on it with our beloved developer Jordan to figure out what's going on with that. And I'll remind him to continue working on that, because that seems to be, ground zero for bugs and things. I got a little bit of a security camera here so I can keep this area set and secured. But in real life, where this is in real life, there is, I believe, there is an arcade underneath. I don't know if that's the actual case in the real world. In my experience with little alcoves such as this one, you have little arcades that are down here at the bottom. And you might have noticed that this is the same one that I was on top, or rather in my base right above my bed. I actually moved it in here because I felt it'd be a little bit more fitting. But we got a bunch of little arcade games here. We got, I believe that's Donkey Kong, that's Tetris, that's pretty much obvious, that's Pac-Man. We got a racing game, we got Snake, and we got Pong. This one, I believe, is just Space Invaders. But I can't tell based off of what that is saying if that is in fact Space Invaders. But we got a little bit of an Empire Strikes Back poster here on the wall, another security camera just to keep this area, watched over. It doesn't actually work, but I mean, it's just for the flavor of having something in this room finally. I'm also glad that this room could be utilized in the exact way that I originally wanted it to be utilized. As for everything else that's going on here, we got a few more things in the bookshop, or the library rather, just for, I need to put a bookshelf back in here, I guess. I don't know why that's missing like that. I actually just noticed that, it's weird. But we got some bookshelves, the library, we got this big chandelier, we got some book stacks and stuff set up everywhere. I believe up here hasn't changed as much. This is still just a little alcove area for readers and such. And there's no like centralized desk or anything. This is literally just like a public library, I suppose. it's ultimately just for like background and flavor. That's what the majority of these buildings are going to be for, is just having somewhere to have set pieces and things that are in the background that we don't necessarily use, or maybe, you know, little rooms that we can use that are used, you know, for the movie magic of the whole of the server. I'm gonna build a building. I'm gonna stream a little bit. I'm gonna build a building over stream and hang out with some people. And we're going to come back once that is complete and all is said and done. And I've got some ideas for how to make it look, you know, fantastic over here, but we'll have to see what it looks like when I get done. And I'll see you guys here back in or it'll be a couple of seconds for you guys. It'll be probably about maybe a day for me, but I will see you guys soon. All right, well, I'm actually currently recording this bit at 10:56 on New Year's Eve, and just because I really wanted to try and get this done before the New Year's, and I just can't. It's too much work coming up with these buildings kind of on the fly, and dealing with as many like copycat blocks as I've had. This is after I think like 6 straight hours of getting different blocks placed and getting the various places here, but we've got a few decent bits. This is not exactly what I had envisioned at first, but honestly, I'm not too upset with it. We got a bunch of things here. We got this little like bar area, which could be really cool. Like, you know, have yourself, you know, kind of come here and get served and stuff like that. That's interesting. I think I did a pretty decent job, because the real life building that this is based off of has these 2 front facing flat windows and then 2 angled windows that go in towards the center door. And I think I did a pretty good job at capturing that. I'm pretty proud of that. And then inside I just put a ton of clutter, just different shop things here. And this is ultimately just placeholder. All of these buildings are able to be purchased and taken by people who wish to use them as shops. They're decorational now, but I intend for people to take them. This here is an alleyway that I had based off of another reference photo that I took, and I'm actually pretty proud of it. The flower pots here, I was luckily able to be used for decoration. They look fantastic, these large flower pots. We've got some big, tall flower stalks in them. In real life, none of these pots actually had anything in them because all of the trees had died. All the little like planters had actually died, which was really sad to see. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with this side, because obviously like this side is ugly. This is just one big mesh. I've tried to texture it up a little bit here and there to make it look like, you know, it's not complete trash. So at least there's something interesting to look at. That block is going to disappear. I'm going to put a flat roof on this and just call it done. I don't think anything's actually going to be able to access this back area, but I mean, for now, it is what it is. And then there's this thing, this little side building. In real life, I think this is just a different shop that's built into like the back side alley entrance of a street that looks pretty much exactly like this. And I just put a little cafe sign here just to be like, you know, you could try to sell something here. I think what could be interesting is having more secretive entrances to things, like how I have the secret entrance to the Fight Club in my light shop. I could have more secret entrances to different things in these different buildings. This is the same as this one over here, because in the town that I'm referencing mostly for these buildings, there's a lot of these second story access points, which are just doors to the outside, which honestly, I feel like that would be terrifying to live in. And if anybody lives in a housing situation like that, where their front door is literally on the street to like a shopping street or a shopping plaza, please let me know how that is, because that seems pretty intense. I mean, I imagine most of the people who live in situations like this would be people who either own or work in the shops that they are roofing over. So we've got this. Again, these are just placeholders. I'm still working on figuring out what texture I'd like to put there. I actually need to take these and put them across. But as for this ceiling area, I don't actually know what I'm gonna put there. I don't think I want it to be as neat as that, but I don't want it to be as rough or as textured as one of these. I think maybe like a smooth stone variant or something along that line would work best. Still workshopping it, still looking at it, still thinking about it. This is going to be slightly wider, and I think I want to add, even though the wall does come out to here, I think I want to add either the staircase can go here and it can go like over this trash heap, or I can move it back a little bit, and the staircase can go up into the second story building on this side, because the second story building will come up, stairway will be up here, and then there will be something else up here. Haven't determined what it is yet. However, I have determined that I do like the building below it, want to have some sort of exterior awning access, or just some sort of like outdoor seating area. I think a restaurant or some sort of like back alley area, like I've seen in real life plenty of times, could work decently well in that situation. The purposes of these buildings is less so that there's stuff to do in them, and more so that there's just something new to see. Because imagining, you know, future projects and future interactions with people in this city street, like with these backdrops behind me and these different things that are happening, I think that'd be really cool. And that's ultimately the goal with these builds, is just to have something different, you know, have something I can sit here and eat at the bar, you know, or I can sit and do something else, you know. It's just a quick update. I'll be sure to have more probably by the end of January. Hoping to have it way before that, obviously, but these things, they really do take a lot of time, and I know for a fact that I'll have more time next week to be working on this stuff and getting it done. And if I find that niche of that niche of motivation to be able to get that done, I will be sure to complete something and have something to show for. Otherwise, thank you regardless for hanging around and watching this episode. It's probably disappointing, and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm working tirelessly to try to get all these different things done, and I appreciate, you know, you watching. If you like this video, probably not as much as my other videos, but if you want to go ahead and check out the other videos, I'll be sure to link them in the title cards. If you haven't subscribed and you do like general lore, like let's plays and things like that in Minecraft, please subscribe, because I do plan on making many more before the end of whatever this series is intended to be. If you have any suggestions, maybe for the different builds, I know that there are different sections of this building here and even this building that I could improve upon. If you have any suggestions for any of that, please let me know down in the comments. Your input is greatly appreciated. And I think that's it. I think that's it. So, and I will see you when I see you.